This is Dose Brain Channel. Welcome, seekers of understanding and truth. Today, we delve into the complex world of emotions and relationships. In particular, we're exploring 6 signs that may indicate you're never truly in love. Love, as we all know, is a profound and powerful feeling that can often be difficult to decipher. Are you really in love, or is it just infatuation, comfort, or even fear of being alone? Self-awareness and honesty with oneself are key in understanding our feelings and emotions. Today's discussion aims to shed light on these gray areas, helping you to better understand your feelings towards your partner. We'll be taking a deep dive into these 6 signs, each illustrated with relevant and impactful examples. Our hope is that this exploration will provide you with valuable insights and perhaps even reveal some truths about your own relationships. Remember, understanding your emotions is a journey, not a destination. There are no wrong feelings, only the truth that lies within you. So let's get started on this journey of self-discovery and understanding. Scene script. Sign number 1, you seem indifferent towards your partner's feelings. In the grand tapestry of relationships, empathy threads its way as a fundamental strand. It's the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing from within their frame of reference. Essentially, it's the ability to place oneself in another's shoes. Imagine a situation where your partner is trying to share something close to their heart. A childhood memory, a triumph at work, or maybe a fear they've carried for years. But instead of being engaged and supportive, you find yourself dismissive or uninterested. Your mind wanders, you're checking your phone, or worse, you change the subject entirely. This indifference, this lack of empathy, can be a jarring experience for your partner. Love is about being there for each other, it's about caring, understanding, and sharing. When you love someone, their joys become your joys, their sorrows, your sorrows. You celebrate their victories and comfort them in their defeats. But if their feelings seem like background noise to you, if their experiences feel like a tedious monologue, then maybe it's time to ask yourself, are you really in love? Remember, love isn't just about grand gestures and heart-fluttering moments, it's also about the quiet, everyday things, the conversations, the shared experiences, the understanding. When you're in love, you care about your partner's feelings. Indifference could be a sign that love is absent. The second sign is a lack of communication. In the world of relationships, communication is the bridge that connects 2 hearts. It's the tool that we use to express our deepest feelings, our wildest dreams, our fears, and our hopes. It's through communication that we understand and are understood. But what happens when this bridge begins to crumble? Imagine a scenario where 2 people who once shared everything suddenly find themselves avoiding important topics. They stop sharing their thoughts, their feelings, their day-to-day experiences. They become like 2 ships passing in the night, each in their own world, barely acknowledging the other's existence. This is the landscape of a relationship devoid of communication. You see, when we love someone, we crave to know their thoughts, to understand their feelings, to be part of their world. We want to share our joys and our sorrows, our triumphs and our failures. But when communication breaks down, this sharing ceases. We become strangers living under the same roof, strangers sharing the same bed. A lack of communication can stem from many things. It could be fear of being vulnerable, fear of being misunderstood, or fear of conflict. It could be indifference, not caring enough to make the effort. Or it could be a sign that the love that once was is no longer there. Love thrives on communication. If it's missing, you may not be in love. Scene script. Sign number 3, you have no plans for a future together. We're delving into a critical aspect of a relationship here. Imagine you're building a house. Would you start without a blueprint? Most probably not. The same principle applies to relationships. A shared vision for the future is like a blueprint for the relationship. It's a picture of where you want to go together, the dreams you want to make real, the life you want to build. Consider a couple, let's call them John and Jane. They're in a relationship, but every time Jane brings up discussions about the future, John dismisses her. He avoids conversations about moving in together, about life goals, even about the next vacation. He's comfortable in the present and doesn't seem interested in planning for a shared future. This is a classic example of a relationship that lacks a shared vision. It's a sign that love might not be in the mix. Love is not just about enjoying the present moments together. It's about looking forward to shared experiences in the future. It's about dreaming of a life together and working towards making those dreams a reality. When one partner consistently avoids or dismisses discussions about the future, it's a sign that they may not be in love. Love involves seeing a future together. If you're not envisioning that, love may not be in the picture. The fourth sign, you don't feel happy. Happiness, that elusive feeling we all chase, is a vital component in the equation of love. It's the secret ingredient that gives relationships their unique flavor. In a fulfilling relationship, happiness should be a constant undercurrent, a steady heartbeat that pulses in rhythm with your shared experiences. Now let's picture a couple. They share a life, a home, perhaps even a pet, but one of them is perpetually cloaked in a shroud of discontent. They go through the motions, keeping up appearances, but their smiles don't quite reach their eyes. They wake up every morning with a heavy heart and go to bed each night with a sigh. They're in a relationship, but they're not happy. This isn't about the fleeting moments of sadness or frustration we all experience. This isn't about the occasional argument or misunderstanding. No, this is a persistent feeling of unhappiness, a gray cloud that dampens every shared moment and experience. In a relationship, there will be ups and downs, highs and lows, but overall, your partnership should bring you more joy than sorrow. It should make you feel content, safe, and loved. If instead you find yourself constantly unhappy or discontent, it's time to take a step back and reassess. You see, love isn't just about being with someone, it's about being with someone who makes you happy, someone who enhances your life and enriches your experiences. Love should bring happiness. If you're not feeling that, it could be a sign you're not in love. Sign number 5, you're not willing to compromise. This sign is a real deal breaker in relationships. Compromise is the glue that holds two people together. It's all about finding a middle ground, a place of mutual understanding and agreement. But what if you find yourself constantly on the battleground with no concessions in sight? Consider this scenario. You and your partner are trying to decide on a vacation spot. You want the mountains, they prefer the beach. A compromise would be alternating vacation spots each year or finding a destination that offers both. But instead you dig in your heels, refusing to consider their preference. This might seem trivial, but it's a sign. A sign that you're not willing to put your partner's desires on an equal footing with yours. Compromise isn't about losing or surrendering. It's about creating a win-win situation where both parties feel valued and heard. It's about respecting each other's perspectives and finding a solution that works for both. Love involves compromise. If that's missing, it might be a sign you're not truly in love. The final sign, you're constantly thinking about leaving. Commitment is the cornerstone of any successful relationship. It's about being there through thick and thin, for better or worse. It's about sticking together when the going gets tough. However, if you find your thoughts often drifting towards the exit, it might be time to reassess. Picture this. A couple is sitting in silence. One partner's mind is miles away, contemplating an end to the relationship. A sense of restlessness pervades their every thought. They're constantly wondering what life would be like if they were single, if they were elsewhere. This is not a sign of love, but a sign of doubt. Love involves commitment. If you're always thinking of leaving, it could be a sign you're not in love. And there we have it, 6 signs that could indicate you're never truly in love. Let's take a moment to recap. First, you may experience a sense of indifference towards your partner's feelings. Second, there's a notable lack of communication between the two of you. Third, you don't see a future together. Fourth, your overall sense of happiness seems to be dwindling. Fifth, compromise is a struggle, if not non-existent. And lastly, the thought of leaving is a constant presence in your mind. It's essential to recognize these signs not as a definitive diagnosis, but as potential indicators. Be honest with yourself and your partner. The key to any relationship, and especially love, is self-awareness. Remember, love is about understanding, communication, envisioning a future together, happiness, compromise, and commitment. If these elements are lacking, you might want to reassess your feelings. Until next time, keep seeking understanding and truth. Comment on your thoughts about today's topic of discussion.